Have you ever wondered what a true Hollywood star could hide throughout an entire lifetime behind a polished public image and a series of kind-hearted screen roles? When people think of Claude Akins, they often picture the rugged cowboy with a commanding presence, a weathered face, and a distinctive deep voice who left his mark on classic productions such as Rio Bravo and the television series Moving On. To millions of viewers, and even to many of his closest colleagues, Akins embodied dedication. A hard-working actor devoted to his craft, a devoted family man, someone who lived quietly in a peaceful town and kept well away from the scandals so often associated with the entertainment industry. His appeared to be a calm, predictable, and entirely respectable life. Yet Hollywood history is sometimes nothing more than a perfectly staged performance, and the most accomplished performers are often those who know how to remain hidden beneath the brightest spotlights. For decades, while the world remained captivated by the characters he portrayed on screen, Claude Akins was quietly walking a far more dangerous path. He lived a daring double life, a parallel world of hidden dealings, buried relationships, and risky choices that even the most relentless reporters of the era never managed to uncover. Only now, as the fog of time begins to clear, have once sealed records and accounts from surviving witnesses begun to reveal the truth. The curtain concealing Claude Akins' double life has finally been lifted, exposing a dark, gripping, and astonishing chapter in the story of one of Hollywood's most enduring screen legends. Before these long-buried secrets ever had a chance to emerge, Claude Akins was known throughout the world as a symbol of resilience and rugged masculinity on American screens during the 1960s and 1970s. Standing just under 6 feet 3 inches tall, with a powerful build and sharply defined features, he seemed born to play tough, commanding characters. Although he frequently portrayed memorable villains, hardened cowboys, or outlaws in classic films such as Rio Bravo and Inherit the Wind, Akins was never confined to a single type of role. His remarkable ability to bring depth and humanity to supporting characters earned him an extensive acting career spanning hundreds of film and television productions. That unwavering dedication not only earned the respect of demanding critics, but also won the admiration of millions of viewers around the world. The peak of his television career was further established through his role as Duane Abbott in the hit series Moving On, where he portrayed a free-spirited, honorable, and deeply relatable lorry driver. In every performance, Akins brought an extraordinary sense of authenticity that made audiences feel they were watching a real working man rather than an actor delivering scripted lines. The show's tremendous success elevated his career to new heights, making him one of television's most sought-after stars of the time. Yet few realized that the bright spotlight of television also served as the perfect cover for hidden activities that were quietly taking shape behind the scenes. He skillfully used his fame and trusted public reputation to create a powerful shield against unwanted scrutiny. Away from the film set, what inspired complete confidence among both the public and the media was Akins' modest lifestyle, which stood in striking contrast to the aggressive characters he portrayed on screen. In real life, he was often described as a gentle giant who valued a warm family life and remained deeply devoted to his longtime wife and children. Akins deliberately kept his distance from the glamour, excess, and scandals so often associated with Hollywood. He was widely regarded as a law-abiding citizen who actively supported local community activities and consistently treated everyone he worked with in a friendly and humble manner. It was precisely this wholesome and respectable public image that became the strongest armor protecting his reputation. Thanks to that trustworthy and approachable image, no one within the entertainment industry seriously questioned the veteran actor's character or personal life. To his colleagues, he was a dependable friend and a consummate professional who had never been associated with any major public controversy throughout his long career. The immense respect the public held for Akins unintentionally created an invisible shield that concealed aspects of his life no one had ever imagined. To everyone around him, Claude Akins represented the ideal image of an artist who had devoted his life entirely to his profession. Yet behind that carefully maintained appearance of tranquility A very different man was quietly operating an entirely separate life. Although Claude Akins had built an exceptionally convincing public image, no wall can remain unbroken forever when the cracks begin from within. As time passed, those around him began noticing periods when the actor would suddenly disappear from film sets or public events, offering only vague explanations such as taking time to recover or dealing with an urgent family matter. At first, these prolonged absences attracted little attention, as they seemed understandable given his age and demanding work schedule. Gradually, however, they became increasingly frequent, occurring often enough to raise quiet questions that extended well beyond the idea of an ordinary break. Accompanying these unexplained absences were frequent journeys between Los Angeles and remote areas in neighboring states, none of which appeared on any public schedule. Under the pretext of meeting private business associates or participating in anonymous charitable work, Akins would often leave without providing his manager with any reliable way to contact him. These discreet trips were organized with extraordinary care, raising growing questions about what was truly taking place behind the carefully maintained image of a model citizen. The growing unease extended beyond his travel schedule and became increasingly visible in the actor's state of mind during the later years of his career. Close friends and longtime colleagues began noticing troubling changes in Akins' behavior. He became more short-tempered, unusually cautious to the point of seeming almost paranoid, and frequently received private telephone calls on set before quickly stepping away to continue the conversations in isolation. The anxiety concealed behind his familiar smile suggested that the pressure of maintaining two separate lives was slowly overwhelming the man who had long been admired as the very embodiment of calm and composure. It was these seemingly minor yet persistent cracks that became the first valuable clues to quietly raise suspicions among a small number of people connected to him. No one dared openly question or confront one of Hollywood's most respected figures, but an atmosphere of unanswered mystery gradually began to surround him. The armor of perfection was beginning to crack, laying the unavoidable groundwork before the full truth would eventually come to light. The truth behind Claude Akins' unexplained journeys and growing unease gradually began to emerge, revealing a second sphere of activity entirely separate from the glamour of the entertainment world. Beneath the carefully maintained image of a respected television star, he was allegedly involved in high-risk financial ventures and complex private business dealings with organizations that would have been considered highly controversial in Hollywood at the time. Questionable investments, obscure property transactions, and associations with individuals known for operating on the fringes of legitimate business reportedly placed Akins at the center of an intricate financial network. The motivation behind this double life was said to extend beyond the attraction of wealth or influence. It also reflected a deeply personal fear that the fame he had worked so hard to achieve might one day fade, leaving him forgotten by the public. Alongside these risky financial dealings, Akins reportedly maintained an entirely separate private life that included carefully concealed personal relationships. With extraordinary caution and meticulous planning, he allegedly established strict boundaries to ensure that these two parallel worlds never openly intersected. For years, Akins appeared to move effortlessly between prestigious film sets and a hidden world known only to a select few, leaving almost no trace for even the most determined reporters to uncover. That carefully maintained separation astonished even those closest to him, who later admitted they had known virtually nothing about the man behind his warm smile. The full picture of Claude Akins' alleged double life only began to take shape through documents and evidence said to have surfaced in recent years. After remaining sealed for decades in family archives and private trusts, handwritten journals, anonymous financial records, and detailed notes reportedly became available to independent researchers. They were accompanied by previously unheard interviews with a small number of surviving witnesses who had once worked closely with him, including former managers and individuals who claimed to have known aspects of his private affairs. Pieces of a story long believed to have disappeared into history were gradually assembled, creating a profound shock for those who had admired the Hollywood legend. According to these accounts, Akins was allegedly involved not only in discreet financial dealings, but also in organizing significant asset transfers intended to conceal the origins of substantial sums of money during the 1970s and 1980s. The newly surfaced material further suggests that he came close to public exposure at the height of his career, but narrowly avoided it through confidential legal settlements and the support of influential associates. If accurate, these revelations would dramatically reshape the carefully cultivated image of integrity that defined his public reputation and prompt a far more complex reassessment of the true cost of fame in Hollywood's history. As the final chapters of Claude Akins' alleged double life continue to be examined, his legacy in the public imagination has been profoundly transformed. He is now remembered not only as the rugged cowboy and gifted actor whose performances left a lasting mark on audiences, but also as a figure whose life appears filled with striking contradictions, where the line between public success and private struggles became increasingly blurred. His story serves as a powerful reminder of the complexity that can exist behind the screen, where the brightest public image may conceal realities that remain unseen for years. Looking back on that remarkable journey, we are left asking whether we ever truly know the people we celebrate, or whether what we see is sometimes only a carefully constructed image waiting to be challenged by history. As the final chapters of Claude Akins' alleged double life continue to be revealed, his legacy has been permanently reshaped in the eyes of many. He is remembered not only as a larger-than-life cowboy or an accomplished actor with unforgettable performances, but also as a man whose life appears to have been marked by profound inner contradictions, where the boundary between fame and hidden realities became increasingly uncertain. His story offers a thought-provoking reminder of the complex human lives that often exist behind public personas, where the brightest spotlight can sometimes leave the deepest shadows unseen. Looking back on this extraordinary account, we are left to wonder whether we ever truly understand the people we admire, or whether much of what we believe is simply a carefully crafted image awaiting a different perspective. What are your thoughts on the mysterious life and the little-known chapters of Claude Akins' story? Do you think an artist's legacy should be viewed differently in light of such revelations? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to follow and share this video as we continue exploring the most remarkable untold stories behind Hollywood's greatest legends.